Hello, my name is Purya Bigwand and this movie is about P&ID design and specifically tool palette. To design a P&ID, there are some basic elements or tools that can be helpful. The first one is navigation in the data model of the project. So in the equipment folder or function folder, the data model can be explored and the objects can be seen. Then the attribute list will show dynamically the attributes of every selected object on the P&ID. Error list will show dynamically the errors and consistency checks on the P&ID based on the rules that are defined. And then finally, the tool palette is going to simplify the access to the shapes and modules. A tool palette can be configured on the database level in the templates folder. Here, there can be different tool palettes configured and created. For example, we create one for ISA or ISO. And then, in the ISO tool palette, there can be different tabs. For example, one tab for modules, one tab for equipment, one tab for piping, one tab for instrumentation, and so on. And then every tab can have different groups. For example, in the modules, I will create one for buffer tanks, in the equipment, we'll create groups for heat exchangers, tanks, vessels, pumps, compressors, and so on. And then we can add different shapes or modules directly to the items or groups in the tool palette. Once a tool palette is designed, it can be associated to any project. So in the project properties, in the Visio settings, tool palette, and then multiple tool palettes can be associated to one project. Now in the design of a P&ID, the tool palette can be selected, and then all the items that are selected or configured in the tool palette are visible and can be dragged and dropped to the sheet. They can also be added to the favorites for each user, so every user can have their own favorites. And then easily by drag and drop, shapes can be added to the diagram, and then immediately objects are created in the data model and the attributes can be modified. And then to the next shape and to the next shape. You have to remember that by adding every shape, the object in the data model is created and the data model is updated and following the actions. Also, the modules can be added to the P&ID to simplify and increase the speed of designing a P&ID.